Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire for tonight's game. The home team is Bishop Guertin. The visiting team is Dover. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. Ryan Richards on the sideline. We have our full crew of camera people. We have our executive producer Pete Johnson up in the booth, and John Collins along with Tom King. We are at Fieldside. Tom, you say BG 3-0 had a kind of a rude awakening against his Catholic Memorial, but you expect that Dover's going to put up a fight tonight?
Yeah, I think Dover will put up a fight. They're a tough football team. They gave Merrimack a good tussle. Merrimack had one of their biggest wins ever on the road, beating Dover. So I think Dover's a tough team. Ken Osman's teams are always that way. They've always given BG a hard time, except for last year when BG had that simply incredible team.
As you can see, Dover kicks off from left to right. The run back about 15 yards. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Bishop Guertin with field position at about the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. They start off the game, Tom, on offense.
Steve Coupe, the offense revolves around him. And the thing that I look for tonight, and I didn't see last week's game against Catholic Memorial, but the thing I look for tonight, how much of an option team is Bishop Guertin really going to be without Mike Kelly? Because that speed on the wing. I think they're almost better off sometimes with power football than they are doing the option.
So the first play is an option,
yep.
And Coupe is going to hold on. Well, he faked the pitch, and he's got a 1st down. He's up near the 40-yard line. A big gainer on the first offensive play of the night.
Yeah, I said it the last time we did a BG game, John, that Coupe is going to be their best back all year long. So I still feel that way.
Well, give him about, I guess that was a 14-yard carry, moves the chains immediately, and it's 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They always have a jump on me here, you know that?
Just underway, plenty of time to catch up, Tom, and Coupe goes right up the middle with the handoff. Actually, he didn't hand it off. He held on to it. It turned into a sneaky quarterback sneak, and he gained 5. Didn't look like much, but that's a big gain on 1st down. Anytime. The Dover team wearing white with green numerals, and of course the BG team with the Green Bay color scheme. They sprinted out onto the field through a banner that said, "It's over for Dover." But there's a lot of football to be played. We are just underway on a crisp autumn evening at 52 degrees to start here at Stellos.
Yeah, October's here, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's fall football weather. Rolling out with some protection. Now he cuts it back and skirts through a few defenders, and he's down near the 1st down marker. How about that elusive quality?
If I look at the improvement of Steve Coupe over the last 2 years, I think the main thing has been his ability to run with the football and to elude tacklers. And is that him?
I think it is, Tom. I see the wristband with the
Yep,
plays.
it is.
That's not good.
Yep, that's not good is right. Now, he's going to bounce right back up.
Yeah, you know what? He hit the turf very hard.
Yep.
You know, I think he got wrapped up. And
he's taken the share of hits,
Yeah.
but now they're going to have to come in. And, you know, they've got a good quarterback. We saw him, Robert Fahey, play that whole game against Spalding.
That's right.
Start that game and play that whole game. So
I think Steve Coupe is going to go to Tony and say, "I'm fine. Put me right back in."
Well, you know, Johnson held him out on purpose in that Spalding game.
Yes, he
probably
did.
could have played. So
Oh yeah.
he wanted him healthy for Merrimack because Merrimack was a threat at the time. It
Right
still are.
on the midfield stripe. There's whistles though.
Yeah, again, when you bring in another quarterback, that always happens. You know, there's always I think the odds on all the Guertin games I've done and all the other high school games I've done, when you change quarterbacks, there's usually a procedure penalty, some kind. The rhythm just isn't the same.
Fahey comes to the sideline. He gets the play personally from his coaches. He'll run back out there. Number 16, Robert Fahey, is a junior. Great size, 6'2", 195.
Yeah, he's got a great arm too, as we saw.
For Division II
he's
high school quarterback.
He'll be it next year. They may have a challenge for him, but he should be the quarterback next year.
Fahey loses the snap. He's got a busted play. He's going to run for his life to the right side. He's corralled about a yard short of the line of scrimmage. Goes for a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 16. So Fahey with some early jitters here as he took over for Coupe, who hit the turf very hard. The starting quarterback for BG just appeared to be shaken up. Nothing too serious, and we expect him to be back in probably in the next offensive series. John Collins with Tom King will be going to Ryan Richard on the sideline for reports during tonight's game. Dover coming into the game as the underdog. Back to pass, it's a screen, a middle screen, complete, but tackled near the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 15. Credit the Dover defense for sniffing that out. Number 42 on the tackle. It appeared to be Marshall Thompson, the defensive back, with the stop, but there were a few other Dover players there that could have dragged down the receiver for Peter Fucci for BG. So it's a 3rd and long here.
Tough start, and I think it's interesting that staying in has been
timeout. BG
staying in has been the quarterback, and we see Coupe running sprints on the sidelines.
Bishop Guertin at 3-0, followed by Keene and Winnicott at 4-0. Timberlane 3-1. What's Dover's record, Tom? Division II, right?
Yep, Dover. I think they're 2-2, but I'm not positive.
2-2 is
yep.
Right. That's what it is. I don't know why it got deleted here. Okay, so it's Winnicott at 4-0, Timberlane 3-1, then Dover at 2-2, and Merrimack's got an extra loss. They're 2-3. West 0-3, Spalding 0-4, Alvern 0-5.
Boy, I'll tell you, I'm surprised at that. They seem to have all the ingredients. You know, they really did. And now see Steve Coupe going to the bench to sit down.
You know, and I live Hudson, Tom. There's some sniping at the coaches now.
And that's a good coaching staff, and they were very bold at the start of the year. They said they wanted their program elevated to the point where they could compete for a state championship every year. And, you know, Alvern football hasn't really been at that level. They felt that they were getting toward that level, and
that's more than half the schedule there,
right?
Boy,
I'll tell you. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. You know, they're having a tough time.
It's a nightmare. In 2010, though, already probably thinking ahead to next year. So that was a long break there. There's a flag down in the field on top of the timeout. I don't know what that is, but it looks like BG's players are walking even farther toward their own end zone. And it's going to, what was a 3rd and 15, now it's going to be 3rd and another zip code.
Illegal substitution. That's more than a 5. What are they? 39. That's a 5-yard penalty. So it'll be 3rd and 20.
3rd and
39.
Yep. And so here is where the arm of Fahey might be on display.
I'll tell you, Dover. Look at Dover now. Look at how many players. They're not sitting back.
No, they're not.
They're gonna come after Fahey in a blitz.
They're not worried about the vertical threat. Some drop back in coverage. He's got time. He rolls to his left, throws deep down the left sideline, and it's off. Dover's number 2, Ian Seawards, has it. He's sprinting to the far sideline, slips a tackle, pushed out of bounds. Big play by the defensive back for the Dover Green Wave. And Tom, you said it. Dover's not going to just roll over.
No, they won't. No, they don't do that.
They have the ball in a scoreless game and good field position for their first offensive series of the night. 8:26 to go, first quarter. That was the first series of downs for BG's offense, and after a penalty and a couple of losses, they throw a pick, and not a good start for the Cardinals. Let's see what Dover does on offense against the BG.
Guertin a little confused as to where the line of scrimmage is, or unless we had a penalty. Do we have a penalty?
On the far side?
The referees are discussing something.
Was it perhaps, you know, the hit was close to the sideline. I don't know if it was with the ball carrier with Seawards.
Could have been a personal foul on Guertin because the Cardinals had moved back. But we don't know that yet. Let's see where they're going to mark the ball. They're going to mark the ball back up at the 45.
I think it is a personal foul.
Yeah, it is, yep.
I think the Seawards got drilled when he had a foot out of bounds.
Yep.
So an even better start for Dover.
Yep, give them a 1st and 10 at the Guertin 30.
A tight formation there for the Green Wave, and they slip a ball carrier out of there with a huge gain on first down. The handoff from Tyler Zapkar, and then the handoff to Joe McKee with the big gainer, and he moved the chains immediately.
Well, we've seen that all season long from them, is that Guertin has given up long runs at the start of games. That wasn't a long run, but it certainly was a productive one.
Same combination, shotgun snap, and the quarterback Zabkar handing off to McKee, and this time though he goes to the left side of the line and picks up a healthy 4-yard, maybe 5-yard gain on first down, moves the ball to the 15 where it'll be second and call it 6. Ticking down towards 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless to this point. Very conservative play calling early for the Green Wave. Now that'll bring up a third down as I think it was McKee again.
Yeah, he's down at the 12-yard line.
Okay, so it
was McKee.
It was McKee, and they need to get to the 10 to make a first down. Man in motion,
inside.
gets the handoff, cuts it up, and gets the first down and a little bit more.
A missed tackle. They had him in the backfield around the 12-yard line. They missed the tackle. He cuts away, and a nice run.
Yeah, that was Corey McCool, and the advantage there, Tom, he was in motion. He had a full head of steam when he cut to the left upfield, and I think that was the difference. You know, when you're more of a standstill, when you take a handoff right next to the quarterback, you don't have that kind of momentum. But McCool was able to do it. Up the middle they go. They're trying to go right, left, and up the middle and mix it up, but it's all running plays and successful to this point.
Who was that on the carry?
Anybody have the carry on that?
Looks like it was McKee. I'm not sure.
Okay. Thought this saw the 4. Eric Wilson is the lone back next to Zabkar. And actually it's not Wilson, excuse me, it's Keenan Aldaraji.
Now Remillard jumps across the line and is able to bring down Aldaraji as he tried to cut and almost slipped away, but Remillard did a good job of staying with him.
The
Third
first
goal.
Big defensive play for BG turned in by Kyle Remillard, and now let's see if they can come up with back-to-back stops. Quarterback holds on to it. He surges forward close to the goal line. Zabkar on the keeper, finally tackled by James Kimos. 1 yard short.
They're going to give him down at the 2.
Scoreboard says 1, and I think it's maybe the 1.5 yard line, I'll say. Dover wants to talk about this play. 4th and 1, Tom. What's your call?
I'd say go with McKee. He's been the most productive back all night.
No field goal.
No field goal. Nope, go for it. You're playing Guertin. When you play Guertin, you need points. A lot of points.
Tony Johnson is out there with his defense right now.
You're this close. You've got to basically give it a shot.
Dover's had only 1 running play for a loss thus far. They've just gotten their first series going here and taking it right down toward the goal line for what would be the first score of the game. The Green Wave deciding to forego what would be a chip shot field goal to push it in on 4th and 1. If they don't make it, it's Bishop Guertin's football, and it's closer to 2 yards. The handoff to the I-back, and he is trying to get in, and he does, just barely over the line, probably the nose of the football. The touchdown goes to number 22, Corey McCool. Pretty standard play. They had the fullback blocking right up the middle. He might have just barely made it, but it counts the same, 6 points.
And an interesting turn of events.
So BG stopped by an interception on their first offensive series. Dover has it partially deflected, goes in. I thought it might have been deflected, but it goes through. (7-0). Dover takes the early lead here at Stellos Stadium in Nashua. Maybe Ryan has been probably keeping an eye on our quarterback. We'll talk to him later. But question is, will we see our starting quarterback Steve Coupe in the series of downs, Tom?
If you look at the bench, I don't see him sitting down there now.
Yep.
So we'll have to go. Let's see if I can scan the sideline and see him.
Of course, Dover will be kicking off from their own 40.
Because I don't think he's on kickoff. So
Aaron Anderson doing the kicking. And it's going to come down at about the 10. Blocking straight up the field. Pretty good job on the coverage by the Green Wave as they stop the Cardinals' Peter Fucci on the run back. So they started 1st and 10 from the 25 in their first series. Now they're at 1st and 10 from the 27. And Coupe is back out there.
Yep.
BG splits one receiver to the left and one to the right. The handoff right up the middle. Not much there as Alex Eaton was hit from the front, grabbed by his shirt tail from behind, and got slowed down for a gain of 2 or 3 in the play.
Well, Guertin can't just try to get it back all at once. They're going to have to go in chunks.
Don't want to abandon the game plan.
No, exactly.
Although I'm sure they didn't expect to give up the first score.
No, and now you have to wonder, can Coupe carry the ball? How much hitting can he take after that? After hitting the turf so hard the first time? And there's some movement on Alex Eaton's part, and they're going to have a flag. So Guertin really out of sync right now, John.
Yeah. The way they're playing, you wouldn't think they played for a whole week.
I know, exactly. No, they played last week.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they haven't played for a week. But it's not like baseball. You only play once a week in football. So Catholic Memorial, a Massachusetts powerhouse high school.
Well, a team that Guertin whipped last year. I think with Mike Kelly, they physically beat them up. I think with Mike Kelly, they might have had a chance to win that game this year. I mean, every year is different. So
right.
Kelly's points, John, that's the thing you've got to remember, is Mike Kelly is worth a lot of points.
Coupe tripped up.
All right, Dover really has Guertin's number on defense.
Number 8, Nick Corbett, got him around the shoe tops, but there were other Dover Green Wave defenders in the backfield, and
we got
knocked Coupe for a loss of about, it's more like a loss of about 9. They were 2nd and 7, weren't they? 3rd and 16, back to pass is Coupe. He's going to throw right down the middle, a good strike, short of the first down, wrapped up there, and tackled was Peter Fucci. Let's see, I believe that was Dover's Marshall Thompson, number 42, the defensive back. It's going to be 4th down and about 4 or 5. Just under 4 minutes to go, first quarter. BG trailing Dover 7-0. Coupe in the shotgun, calling signals, has 2 receivers split wide right. The hard snap gets the defense to jump, I believe. Neutral zone infraction and might be going against the defense this time. It looked like the BG line stayed disciplined, and yes it is, against the D. That is going to be a first down. A 5-yard penalty on 4th and 4. So Steve Coupe sold that one with his voice. Drew the couple of defensive linemen for Dover over the line, and it's a fresh 1st and 10.
Boy, it's one of those times where it worked. You wonder, are they going to go through with it on 4th down? There was early movement there. I don't think they threw the flag.
Coupe's got it, and he has got some room. He's to the 45, to the 40. He is finally tackled at the 34-yard line. A huge gain on the first down. Keeper to the right side of the line.
Well, Tony Johnson is committed to the option, and he's seen something he must have during the week in preparation for this, because he's going to put his quarterback right in the middle of things to run the ball as much as possible.
So Coupe has been the offensive weapon for BG so far. He took a hard tackle and had to come out during the first offensive series, which ended with an interception, not his. And he is back. Leading the offense.
Yeah, now they go straight ahead, but there's no blocking. They want to get Mayu and Eaton involved and get them running. Mayu is a good runner once he gets going. And they obviously want to get that offensive line working.
That time, Zachary Mayu stacked up near the line of scrimmage.
Stacked up. He got down to about the 32-yard line. We're getting 31-yard line. I give him 2 yards on that carry. That's his first one of the game.
Right.
We're going to go to Ryan Richard at the end of every quarter.
Okay.
So we have a little technical difficulty with him earlier to find out about Coupe. The coach's headsets, John, are interfering with the headset that he's got down there. So we will cue him up every quarter at the end of every quarter. So we'll get reports from him then.
Coupe under center.
He's got to pitch it.
Option, he does. Mayu with a nice footwork and gets an extra 5.
He had no choice. He had to pitch that football.
It's going to bring up third and about 3. Gain of 5 on the play.
Down just inside the 27. Be a short 3 for Guertin, and I would imagine it's 2 down territory. They trail here, 1:50 to play first quarter, 7-0. You don't often see that. It's 3 straight weeks now that they have trailed in a football game. They trailed against Merrimack early on, 3-0.
Coupe under center with an I-back formation. He's going to keep it.
That's not,
fakes the pitch.
Play. No.
And he fumbles. He was in between. It's Dover ball.
Yeah, he was trying to pass it. Figured he might try to lateral it, do something. Tried to make a play when none was there.
Indecision leads to a fumble and a recovery by Nick Corbett. The linebacker for Dover was Johnny on the spot when Coupe, it was too late by the time he decided to pitch it, and I think his hands were restricted by the tacklers, and it just dribbled out of his hands for a fumble.
2 turnovers for the Cardinals right now. Very uncharacteristic. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got? Incomplete pass. They did see his arm moving forward. That's a good call. That's a very good call. 4th and 3. And
Whistle.
his movement. That's a good call. Well, I saw the arm go and didn't know if referees can see it in the crowd because he was wrapped up when he was moving the arm forward. That's an excellent vision call by the officials.
What was fortunate for...
And I'm not saying that just because Steve Hall is sitting next to me.
Well, what was fortunate for BG is that the intended receiver was a step in front of Coupe. Usually with an option quarterback, they're pitching backwards.
Well,
so it would be a fumble like a lateral.
Right now, it's 4th and 8 as that penalty goes against Guertin, so they're going to have to go for it. You're going to see Coupe probably air it out here.
Coupe is in the shotgun. A 4-step drop. He fires
Guns
it
it too hard. Flag it. An interference call is going to go against Dover.
Max Ruicki
It's going to go against Max. Yeah, exactly.
And it was Peter Fucci that was
call.
The intended receiver. You did see Fucci's body language. He was being spun around as he tried to make the fingertip grab.
Yeah, remember, it's not from the spot of the foul, John. It's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Guertin on the 16-yard line.
That's a big play for the BG offense. A couple of lucky breaks there. One that the forward pass was going forward and not a lateral, and now pass interference on the 4th down pass over the middle. Keeps the drive alive with 1:07 to go in the first quarter. BG trying to get the equalizer before the first quarter goes on the books, and that's called being way outside.
Boy, I tell you, this is everything is out of sync, way out of sync. Guertin right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties already in this football game for 35 yards.
Right side of the line jumps, and that'll give them 15 yards to go for a first down. Ball at the 21. Coupe is going to hand it off. Mayu stacked up right side, pulled backwards. Might have got 1 or 2. Not back to the original line of scrimmage, however. It'll be 2nd and 14 from the 20-yard line. No, it's the 20, just about 19-20. 44 seconds to go in the quarter. The clock is running.
The other scoreboard clock is not working. The one on to our left in the direction that Bishop Guertin is going in, which is kind of critical in a way because that's what the way the offense is facing right now.
You must
Boy,
be
everything's out of whack.
It's stop and go clock he's looking at.
Double handoff. I think Cooper would have been better served to run the ball end around.
Yeah.
Ouch. Trying to get Fucci involved in the offense on a running game because he's got a little bit of speed, and he gets nailed for a loss of 2.
So with 10 seconds and the clock running, doubtful we'll see another play in this quarter. And that'll be it. So we will go to the second quarter play with Dover in the lead.
And let's join in on this cool evening in October. And the story down here on the sidelines has been the defense for Dover so far. Make it now 5 quarters in a row that they've not given up a touchdown against this explosive offense of BG. And for Bishop Guertin, Toy Johnson preached before the game they wanted his team to execute. And right now they really haven't been able to, especially in the offensive line. You're seeing a lot of miscommunications, a couple of false starts earlier on that last drive, and especially the front 4 of Dover seems to be bothering. We'll see what happens in the second quarter. Back up to you guys.
Well, that's an interesting stat. Thank you very much, Ryan. That's interesting. Dover, has now gone 5 quarters without giving up a touchdown, so they're a good defensive. They're a good defensive team. They've proven it already.
Yeah.
They've forced 2 turnovers. Now one didn't, or almost 2 turnovers. 1 turnover, but that's they've got a good defense that is giving Guertin a little bit of trouble. I think that Coupe is probably looking for a couple of players on the Dover defense to try to see where they are. They may be giving him some fronts that he's not used to seeing. And the problem is that Dover's doing a good job of being where the Cardinals are.
Well, the most successful offensive play for BG so far tonight, Tom, has been the Steve Coupe keeper, but he did suffer a little bit of a blow on one of those keepers. He took a hard hit, and Tony Johnson, the coach, he might be reluctant to go that too much.
I'll tell you, John, that the story right now, as Ryan said it, it's Dover's defensive front. They are beating the Guertin offensive line, and that's where the football game is being won by Dover right now.
And Dover's got another chance at a defensive stop because the degree of difficulty is way up there. Good setup, and right into the hands of Dover, and it's fortunate for BG that number 27 on defense, Eric Wilson, didn't come down at him and hit him in the numbers after the deflection. Coupe set up, and I don't know who got a hand on it for Dover, but another terrific defensive play, Tom. They got a hand on a blazing fastball from Coupe. It's hard to say who that was intended for because it was deflected right at the line, at the point of the pass rush. As we get a look at Tony Johnson on the sideline. It's 4th and long.
15. He's going to go for the
down over the head of the intended receiver. Right in the mug of McCarthy for BG was Ian Seawards, who has made an interception and now a terrific defensive play on the overthrow to the left side of the end zone.
Boy, you see the difference without Kelly. You really see the effect of Guertin not having Kelly. There's no speed on the wings.
Yeah.
Dover can pinch inside. They don't have to respect it too much. And it's really, really, really giving Guertin fits.
Right now, Dover not only ahead on the scoreboard, but they're ahead on points defensively and offensively.
And more
through the right side of the line, and that's a first down and more. Carry by Al-Daraji. That's a hyphenated last name. His first name is Kenan, K-E-N-A-A-N, Al-Daraji with the carry for a first down. Just into the second quarter of play, the Dover Green Wave and the white uniforms and green numbers, they lead at 7-0. They have had a defensive stop and forced a couple of turnovers, but right there, Dover's right side of the line makes a mistake as they jump just before the snap.
Never seen a game where both teams are just
jumpy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 5 yards against Dover will make it a 1st and 15 from their own 30. So 2 turnovers by the Dover defense. Let's see if BG can come up with one of their own here. Dover scored the first time they got the ball.
Well, look at all the delays, and a great job by Guertin to stay with the play. Wow, great defensive job.
Dover had been having some success keeping it simple, but they got a bit fancy with the double handoff.
Jeremy Bain just stayed right with it.
Corey McCool gets thrown for a loss, so now it's 2nd and almost 20. They will call it 20. Ball in the 25. In the shotgun is Zabkar. Z-A-B-K-A-R, the Dover quarterback. Throws to the left. He's got it complete. Stepping up and making a hard hit. The cornerback for BG, number 25. Credit on the tackle, Broderick Smith, as he hit Ian Seawards on the slant in, or the quick hit pass. Not much there. 3rd and 16 now for Dover. 10 minutes even to go in the first half. BG trails 7-0. Dover back to pass, lofts it high and deep down the left sideline, and Seawards caught it, but he was a good 3 steps out of bounds. So good coverage. I believe again that was our cornerback Broderick Smith, who was blanketing Seawards, gave him nothing. A punting situation. This is our first punt of the game, Tom, that we will see tonight, and we're almost we're into the second quarter. A defensive stop for BG. The punter for Dover launches it from his 20. Ball's going to bounce out of bounds close to the 40-yard line.
Got the 38-yard line, 39.
Tony Johnson is upset with the call. I don't blame him. He's pointing at the 43.
Actually, yeah, exactly.
He won that argument.
Yep, he did.
I think the official on the sideline just wasn't sure, and he actually appreciated the help. So Tony Johnson able to spot that ball at the 43. I think that's fair play right there. It did go out well shy of the 40.
Well, now you're going to see Guertin try to get that offense untracked.
Yep.
I think the way they've got to do it, I think they've got to take a series, John, and they've got to pound it and try to see if they can get their offensive line to dominate, Dover's defensive line. They played that way against Merrimack, and it worked.
Let's see what they do on first down. They're gonna
go option.
Coupe pitches.
Yeah, see, it's just not in sync. Their option game.
Zach Mayu tackled for
their option game on the pitch really hasn't been in sync, and I think that's a turnover waiting to happen the way they're running it. So I think their best bet is either have Coupe fake it and just run it around end, or just power it right up the middle.
Face mask against Dover.
Oh, what a break that is. Mayu got about a yard, got about 2 yards to the 45, and then they'll tack on another 10 or 15.
Depending on the severity, they're going to tack on a 5-yard. Incidentals face mask, but turns what was a 2-yard gain into a 7-yard gain. It'll be first down, Tom, too.
Yep.
And 3. So you get credit for the 2 yards?
Yeah, you get credit for the 2 yards.
Wow.
That was the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul was where he was tackled.
And down repeated.
Yep. And it's a 1st and 10. It's an automatic first down. No, it's not. First and 3. Sorry. Yeah. I thought it was an automatic on the 5. Even the 5-yarder was an automatic.
Oh,
and there we go again. 40 yards in penalties for Guertin.
And, Andrew Crane jumps.
So back they move it. That takes care of that. So now they keep the down. It's 1st and 8 back at the 44. Or 46.
So BG comes up to the line after the trade-off of penalties, and they're back to where they were.
Back and forth.
They did win a down. It's 1st and 8.
You see, there they go. They're going to try to power it. Not much there. But it's not like Dover's playing 8 in the box. I mean, they can't get away with that because they have to respect Coupe and his arm.
Big pile up just beyond the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 5. call it. Well, I'm looking right down the line. I'm going to call it 2nd and 5 from the
Yeah.
49.
8:52 to play in the first half. Ryan Richard down on the sidelines. He'll try to get Tony Johnson at halftime as he's coming off the field.
7-0 Dover's ahead. BG trying to drive for the tying score. Long snap count.
They have an option pass.
Option pass thrown over the head of the intended receiver by Zach Mayu. Was intended for Kevin Kizuk, and so it's 3rd and 5. BG's offense just not clicking here in the first half thus far. They are scoreless. And unless they do something here at 3rd and 5, they may be forced to punt.
A lot of work for this Cardinal offense to do.
Two receivers split near side, as you see, 2 to the left and 1 back in the backfield for Coupe from the shotgun. Gets the snap, 1 step back, fires complete, holding on to the ball. Kizuk.
Well, you said the words, John, 1 step back, a quick drop, because Dover's pressure really had bothered him. So that was a big factor. Nice 12-yard gain. Complete up to Kevin Kuzik.
So 1st and 10, huge play to keep the drive alive for BG. They are now on the Dover 40. Back to the shotgun goes Coupe. He's going back to the air too.
Doesn't like what he sees.
Turns around and eludes a tackler, but then he runs into 3 more.
Yeah, there was something he didn't like what he saw, and I don't think that was a planned run. I think that was a busted play. But
somebody wasn't where he thought he would be.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, but what you notice, John, is the penetration of Dover. I mean, if he has a busted play, he doesn't have time to fix it because Dover is right in their backfield. The defensive front is playing very, very well for the Green Wave.
And also the linebackers. That tackle was made by linebacker Kyle Wilson, who goes 6'2", 230, a junior.
Boy,
that's some good size and speed there.
That is. This is a good football team.
Long throw down the left sideline by Coupe. And it is up for grabs. Seaward almost had a better chance at it.
I don't think there's a reason to really start going, with the bombs like that. Dover seems to be very, very good in the secondary. I think your best bet is to hit those quick slants over the middle and try that.
Pass intended for Joseph McCarthy.
This is an offense that is searching for an identity in this football game. They seem to have one a couple of weeks ago when I last saw them against Merrimack. They powered the ball. But they're not able to do that against Dover, so they've got to come up with something else, and they don't have that kind of speed to really do something else.
Coupe scrambling at midfield. He's going to run for it, and he's tackled after a gain of 6. And on the tackle, number 15 for Dover, Max Ruicki. And Ruicki matching the speed of Coupe's on. He was not able to get to the sideline or get around those initial defenders once he decided to tuck it under his arm and run. There's some good speed on the defensive side of the ball by Dover. And
4th and a long 8 from the 38. And they're going to go for it again. 6:37 to play in the first half.
4th and a long way to go. As you said, 9 yards. But they are in Dover territory.
Wow, good football game.
Coupe has 3 receivers split left, and that's where he's looking. He pumps it, brings it down, looking now near side, and covered was the BG receiver.
Boy, what a job by the Dover defense. Whatever Coupe is seeing, it's something that he isn't used to seeing.
Pass intended for Sean Fenn.
So Dover will take over. Now, Dover hasn't had the ball very often, but they'll take over here, play-wise.
Yeah.
And
they've had a touchdown, and they were stopped, and now they have it for the 3rd time only.
I think this is a game, John, if Guertin is going to win it, they're going to have their defense make a play or two. We've done those games before, where their defense has had to come up big. The playoff game against Keene a couple of years ago.
Zabkar's in the shotgun. He has Seward in motion. He hands it up the middle, and it's a big hole near first down yardage for number 4, Joe McKee.
Yeah, Guertin's defense against the run early in a game or in the first half of a game has not been good all season long, and that's, you know, as Tony Johnson says, they're young, but at some point, young players have got to grow up. So a 9-yard gain.
Second in inches is right.
He was a workhorse on that first drive.
5:45 to go in the first half. It's a handoff, and it's a first down for Dover into BG territory. Goes Keenan Aldaraji up the middle with the handoff. Dover moving the chains into BG territory, threatening to go up by 2 scores in the waning minutes of the first half. They are leading 7-0. They are marching toward doubling that if they can. Handoff outside. Aldaraji eluding 4 or 5 tacklers and gets another first down to the 31-yard line. 14 yards on the carry for Aldaraji.
Aldaraji, 34 yards on 4 carries, and it's a 1st and 10 for Dover down at the 31.
He had some excellent blocking ahead of him, but he also was able to elude some arms.
Clock ticking, 5:24 to play first half, and that time Guertin held their own at the line of scrimmage. But still, look at the size. Dover's got a big front. You know, they don't cheat themselves.
They got quite a few 200-pounders on this Dover team.
Yeah, they do.
The handoff.
Yeah, no backfield penetration. The backfield penetration was on the far side.
Joe McKee, number 4, with the carry to the near hash mark.
Yeah,
Dover has not run the same type of play twice in a row. They've run left, right, up the middle. They're really mixing it up as far as the direction of the run. They have not had to throw the football.
3rd and 2 from the 22-yard line.
Zabkar holds it, and he is wrapped up, and it's going to be a gain of maybe 1 or none. Let's see. It's going to be a loss of 1. 4th down and 4. Good defense by BG.
If I'm Dover, I go for it. You know, I really do.
Now,
4th and 3 from the 23. They'll probably talk about it. Let's see if they're going to call the play. They're not going to call a timeout. We'll see when he gets to the line of scrimmage. 3:50. Well, the clock's not running, so. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at the wrong clock.
Right, yeah, that one's jumpy.
Yeah, the other one is off, and the scoreboard is working on to our right. And now timeout Guertin on defense.
All right. So the question is, will Dover pass or run on this play at 4th down and 3 to go? It's a pleasant problem to have for Dover right now, because even if they don't make this, only 3.5 minutes remain in the half, and their defense has played outstanding football to keep BG scoreless to this point. And if BG does come up with a stop here, barring a long run back of a fumble or an interception, they will have to go a good 70-plus yards for a score with in the final minutes of the half. So
Dover now approaching.
Dover's in control of the football
Dover
game.
now approaching 6 quarters now without allowing a touchdown.
Dover announcing their presence here at Stellos Stadium.
Well, they're doing it. They're doing it up front. They're winning this game in the trenches.
Who'd they lose to? 2-2.
They lost to Merrimack.
You said
at home. 4th and 3 from the 23. 3:44 to play in the half.
Zabkar over the middle. It is incomplete. Quadruple teamed.
See, I don't agree with the call.
It was Nick Corbett.
I don't agree with the call. You've run the ball this far. You've gotten all the way from your own 39 down to the Guertin 23 on the ground. And that's, let's see, 30, 31, 39, 38 yards of real estate. Can't get 3 yards on one play?
Right. You would think they would have given it to Aldaraji, perhaps?
They had 1 yard and a -1. The 1 yard where the carry was by McKee, and that was when Guertin basically corralled the line of scrimmage.
Well, BG will take it.
The second was a loss because they had the quarterback carrying the football.
Nick Cook is at center for BG, first out of the huddle to snap it to Steve Coupe under center. He hands it off to nobody. I think Coupe kept it.
Coupe is having a tough day on the ground.
Yeah, he's just, when he fakes the handoff and
well, he doesn't have time, John. I mean, Dover is right there. I mean, they are right on him.
3:15 and running. Second quarter, first half, 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. It's a second down and 9 for Bishop Guertin. They have been stymied on offense all night long. They have committed a fumble. They've also thrown an interception and been stopped a couple of times. And here's Coupe under center. He is going to keep it. He's got an option.
And he passed
it forward.
Yeah, the question is, was he beyond the line of scrimmage? Evidently not.
Good timing. It looked like he was stepping right on it if he wasn't past it. And it goes as a forward pass.
And he gets it out to the
unusual way, though, Tom,
line.
I got to say, to run the option. A forward pitch on an option. You don't see that very often, and we've seen it twice tonight. One time the ball hit the turf, and it was called a forward pass. I'm not sure that's how they draw it up. 2:15 to go. Handoff. Good knifing move made there by Alex Eaton to pick up some extra yards and to get the first down.
Well, he's got the first down, but again, the clock ticking, 2:13 to play in the half. Eventually, Guertin's going to have to open it up because I just don't see a breakaway threat on this, in this offense.
But you were saying their best option when they open it up is the quick strike, and it's going to take several of those to go 60 yards in 2 minutes. But let's see if they can get some yards after the catch, perhaps. Coupe holds it, tries to bull his way through, and is able to move the pile a little bit.
A little bit for 8 yards.
There he is at the 45. Good gain. That was the will of the quarterback.
He's
Steve
got
Coupe
56 yards on 10 carries. But, John, they need real estate in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have to pass protect unless they want to just try to get the first down here. But
minute 30 to go and ticking.
They've got to draw up an attack here.
Straight drop for Coupe. Fires it complete at the 45-yard line. And wrestled to the turf after a gain of 4 after the catch.
Dover's fighting for that football.
That was number 8, Nick Zoka. And good sure-handed reception by Nick. First down for BG as we approach the 1-minute mark. The clock continues to roll. BG quickly out of the huddle. Coupe has his team up to the line. He's got some protection. He fires it to Eaton. Eaton in the flat is tackled near the line of scrimmage. Not much there. Whistle. Timeout BG to stop the clock with 52 seconds to go in the half. It was a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9. Ball's at the 40-yard line. They've got to go 40 yards in 52 seconds. Coupe having some success throwing the ball short distances. Nothing really vertical down the field, either on the sidelines has been open. But he has been able to hit his receivers and running backs for gains of 5 to 10
minimal.
In the flat. Minimum, yeah.
Minimal. I mean, this is a great drive if you've got 7 minutes to go in the half, but I mean, you don't. You've got 52.2 seconds left. They need some speed.
Well, they need something that they haven't done yet, Tom. And I don't know what that is. They're trying to feel it out to find out what the play in the playbook is that might be successful here.
But see, this is interesting, John, because this goes to all the people who thought, well, Guertin's powerful, they should be up in Division I. You know, depth is depth, and you lose a kid like Kelly.
Right.
You know, you basically become just an above-average D2 team.
Coupe steps up,
avoid
the tackle.
He
tries to avoid again, and he's sacked at the 50.
Yeah, he should have unloaded that out of bounds. He was out of the pocket. All he had to do was fire it out of bounds.
Right.
He just held on. You know, he took the sack. You don't want to take a sack
on second
in that situation on 2nd down. Now you got 3rd and 19 at midfield.
Right.
You know, and you just, you know, that's a bad decision by Steve Coupe. he could have unloaded that ball out of bounds because he was out of the pocket. So he had that chance.
He did a great job of eluding the sacker, and that's when he could have got rid of it. Deep drop and good defense by Dover. They realize
not going to do a whole lot.
They can give up those for another 20 minutes, and it's only 5 seconds left in the half. This is going to have to be a Hail Mary pass. 3 seconds. And here it goes. Coupe rolling. He's going to fire it as far as he can toward the end zone. Back there, Dover players. Ball bounces incomplete. That is the end of the half. It is a 7-0 Dover Green Wave lead. John Collins with Tom King. We have Ryan Richard down on the sideline.
Ryan Richard down on the sideline. He's going to try to get Tony Johnson as he's coming off the field. And he does have him right there. Now, let's see.
Coach, we'll talk to you after. All right, appreciate it.
Yep. Johnson wouldn't talk right now, so we'll go to Ryan Richard now on the sideline.
All right, guys, here at halftime at Stellos Field. Our surprising score right now is 7-0. And you should see Dover walking by us right now. They're all excited as they have the lead against the Green Wave. And it's surprisingly for Bishop Guertin, their team hasn't been able to execute right now. Head coach Tony Johnson really reiterated to his defensive line that they have to get low because right now that Green Wave rushing offensive attack is really gashing them. And on offense, they need to really stop with the miscues. Really, the penalties is what is hurting them on their drives. So right now at halftime, 7-0, Green Wave, the road team, has the lead. Now back to you guys up at the booth.
And how upset is Tony Johnson? We just saw how upset he was. He wouldn't do the interview going into the locker room. Said he'll talk after the game. So he knows he's got to get in there fast and make some changes. We'll see how good he is at adjusting. They're down 7-0. If something doesn't happen up front, if they don't make an adjustment in the line, then I don't see the score changing.
I was thinking, wow, I'm glad it's Ryan asking Tony to talk.
Exactly. That's a tough call. I mean,
yeah,
I think Tony's knows he's got to get in there pretty quickly because he's got a lot of work to do at halftime to talk to his team.
Yes, he does. Is there anything that
and his coaches? He's got to talk to his coaches too, because they have to huddle up and decide what is the best option for them. What do they need to do? Because they've got a coaching staff that's up here, and they see some things up top. So interesting situation. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that Guertin locker room right now.
Right, and that unfortunately we can't do that, but
that's right.
It's going to be very interesting to see if Dover is able to, BG is able to innovate to crack this Dover defense. I mean, I have not seen a hint of,
well, we saw it early on. We saw it early on with Cooper running the football on the option and getting a lot of positive yards. Then he got hurt.
Right.
And when he got hurt and went out, and they went to Fahey, they didn't. I don't think Fahey probably practiced as the number one all week long. So not like he did the week before, or the game that we did before against Spalding. So he, it was too much of a little bit of a shock and an adjustment, and they really never recovered from that.
I guess the point I wanted to make, I haven't seen a hint of weakness in Dover's defense
not
to this
defense,
point.
No, because they've been settling. They've given up the underneath, but that's all they've done.
Right, and they seem to have blanket coverage on the deep passes and nothing really as far as gaps on the runs up the middle. And then when you had Coupe going outside there, he got rattled on the hard hit. So
it's been a difficult road.
Right. We're going to take a break here at halftime. We are live tonight on Nashua's ETV, but we could take a break if you got to go to the boys' room. I wanted to ask you. You had a column in today's paper that people were commenting on about Randy Moss, and everybody loves to talk about that situation.
Well, not in today's paper.
This weekend.
It was earlier this week. Earlier this week.
Right. Basically. Talking about that. We can talk about it later in the game. The score at halftime right now, Dover 7 and the BG Cardinals nothing. I'm John Collins along with Tom King, Tim O'Neill, and Pete Johnston. Ryan Richards on the sideline. Will be coming back with a second half and The question is, can BG rise from the ashes and come back and win this one? We'll see.
You know, eating a healthy diet doesn't have to be complicated or take a lot of time. In fact, you don't need a cookbook at all. Let me think. How will I do this? Wash and eat. How fast and easy is that? Join me next time when we'll discover the wonderful world of bananas.
Well, what we're trying to do right now is keep their offense off the field, and our defense is doing a pretty good job at containing them. I mean, you're not going to shut them down completely. We're just trying to do the best job we can up front and continue to make plays.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Best luck.
Thanks.
Welcome back, everybody, to halftime in the BG Dover High School football game. Kind of a shocker if you followed BG over the past few years. They have not scored a point yet halfway through this one. Dover leads it 7-0. Couple of turnovers by BG. Their starting quarterback, Steve Coupe, was shaken up at one point, had to come out of the game. That resulted in an interception. Rob Fahey left one up for Dover to grab, and also there was a fumble by Coupe. A lot of false starts on offense, a lot of flags, and just out of sync, not able to find a chink in the armor of this talented Dover defense, surprisingly talented. This is a 2-2 team on paper. But right now, they look like an undefeated powerhouse the way they have been playing this football game. At the beginning of the half, Ryan Richer is going to be speaking with the coach of Dover, Ken Osman.
All right, guys, it's halftime now, and got a chance to talk to head coach Osborne of Dover, and he was very excited about his team's performance. He said they executed very well, and he expects his defense to make some plays, but he knows he's not going to be able to keep the Cardinals out of the end zone, but he expects his offense hopefully to keep pace with them, to keep the score close going into the fourth quarter. And we see Bishop Guertin taking the field right now. We'll see what head coach Tony Johnson, see if he fired his troops up as they trail 7-0. Back to you, John, in the booth.
Thank you, Ryan. No doubt Tony did fire up the team with a fiery halftime speech. You know, Tom said he wouldn't mind being a fly on the wall in there. I don't think you would want to be an offensive player sitting on a bench, though, in there with Tony Johnson talking about what we need to do differently.
Yeah,
in
no
the
way.
second half.
I think that, I think he had to fire up both sides of the ball, but I'm sure most of the talking was directed at the line of scrimmage people up front.
Yeah, Tony's big on line play.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the game is
that's
won
where the game is won.
and
You know,
lost.
exactly. You know, it's amazing. It's like everything else in life. You know, the most important football players on a football team are the people up front, but in the pros, are the people who get paid the least. You know, they get the least amount of ink and everything else.
Right. 2 turnovers, Tom, and a 7-0 score. I think those stats say volumes, but you are keeping some more specific numbers.
Well, right now Dover's out rushing them 73-62. Guertin outgaining Dover 109-78 because Steve Coupe has had to put the ball up, you know, in the air. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 completions in 9 attempts. So it's just going to be a work in progress right now for BG.
Is there anything that duct tape could help with the BG?
It's
we got a big roll of duct tape.
Going to have to hold their line together. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You
Going to
know,
open up some holes for Coupe and his running backs that they really have not been able to duplicate Dover's success in the running game. Dover's able to blow open holes and run up through left, right, and center, while BG's only success really has come with quarterback keepers by Coupe, and you cannot live on bread alone against a great, to this point, Dover defense. They're going to have to come up with some creativity and some playmaking to overcome. You know, it's only 7-0, but it's not like it's 7-0 in the first quarter or for a few minutes. It's a whole half of play.
One touchdown, Corey McCool, 1-yard run. You know,
the scary thing is that if the pattern continues, that might be enough.
What a difference from our game last night in terms of offense.
Terrific difference.
You know,
yeah.
What a difference.
The captains are going to go out and this is another thing. BG's got to kick off, Tom. It was
exactly.
Portsmouth kicking off to begin the game. You see Steve Kelly out there. We got the good word that his surgery's over with.
Mike Kelly, he's had his surgery, and now it's just a long recovery process.
How much does he wish he was out there playing right now?
How much do the Cardinals wish he was out there playing right now?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we're seeing some jump up and down enthusiasm from the green and yellow uniforms below us on the home side of the field. The Dover Green Wave made the trip down Route 101 from the Seacoast today, and they have had considerable success for one half of football, but we still have 24 minutes of action at least left to be played. BG will tee it up at their 40-yard line.
We've seen this before, John. We've seen Guertin, challenged. But the one thing is that the one difference that I see in this football game compared to other Guertin games we've seen is they are not, two differences. They're not able to get the option game going, number one, but they're not able to pound the ball. They're not able to pound the ball at will.
Card kicks it off, and it is picked up at about the 10, run back to maybe the 16. First and the 10.
And John, that's why I think they're going to have to get a play from their defense. Their defense is going to have to make a play. Their defense is going to have to get a big turnover. They're going to have to get some type of play to help that offense out.
Dover's offense hasn't taken a lot of chances, Tom. It's not.
Well,
they're not putting the ball up a lot.
They're conservative by nature because they play a defensive type of football game.
Right, and so.
And right now.
Less chance for mistake.
Right, and right now you'd have to say they've set the tone. This is their type of game. But I think what Guertin's got to do on defense is they got to make a play on first down. They can't allow this. They can't allow 7, 8, 9 yards on first down, and that's what they've been doing.
Yep. Corey McCool with the huge first down carry.
Yeah, he got 7 yards from the 22 all the way out to the 29. There was nobody there to stop him.
Actually, he got 10 yards.
That's right. That's right. It was at the 19-yard line, so he's got a first down.
Right. First and 10 for Dover. Why would they pass with that kind of success? But in the shotgun is Zabkar, number 3, the quarterback for Dover, has Seward in motion. He hands it up the middle to McKee. McKee is hit by a linebacker 7 yards deep, though, and he gets a huge first down carry to close to a first down.
And right now, pounding the turf was Blake Boudreau, Guertin linebacker, because he had McKee from behind and he missed him. You can't miss a tackle like that.
BG's defensive front besieged by this big Dover offensive line that's been opening up holes. Al-Dajari gets tripped up. That's a good defensive stop by BG. Just about at the line of scrimmage, or maybe the loss of a half a yard. It'll be 3rd and 2. That's Keenan Al-Daraji with his first carry of the second half, unsuccessful. BG, good defensive line penetration there. 3rd and 2. Ball at the 37-yard line. Handoff up the middle. McKee has got the first down.
Yeah, see, this is what Dover needed to do earlier, John, when they were driving down on 4th down. They threw the pass instead of running the football. They can get that kind of yardage on first down. Now, we may have a timeout for a measurement because the ball is marked right at the 39-yard line. I believe it would be enough for a first down, but we don't get an indication yet from the officials. They're looking at it from the side.
They are going to do a measurement.
They are going to do a measurement. I think he's got it by about the nose. Maybe more than that. Let's see. Yeah, more than that. He's got it by the length of half the length of the football. Who was that on that carry? Is that McKee?
Yes, it was
McKee,
number 4, Joe McKee.
Yeah. See, McKee's been their best runner straight ahead. I mean, I know.
Yeah,
I know that Alder Dahari has got the athletic ability, but McKee is really their most reliable runner.
They're going off tackle with Al-Daraji, and they're going McKee right ahead. And here's McKee to the right. He cuts it around the corner. Flag flies. It's probably going to go against Dover as McKee cuts it upfield. He's to the 40.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. They had him in a late hit by Guertin.
They did not want to do that.
Yeah, they just didn't want to do it.
It looked like the flag.
They know they didn't want to do it. The whistle had blown, and there was a hit.
I mean, they could have let him run all the way to the end zone. It looked like that flag was going to go against Dover on the blocking scheme there. And instead, now they're going to get offsetting penalties.
So now in high school, I don't know if they just do one, and then Tony Johnson just walking alone on the sideline, just behind themselves. Steve Hall, how do they do that? Do they mark it off succinctly or what?
Shaking his head. He's the picture.
Dead ball foul penalty.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony is.
So they'll mark it off from the spots of the foul. And
that's
then
Tony right there. As we get him in the frame, Tom. He's a picture of exasperation.
He really is.
Shaking his head.
And he was walking alone down the sideline, just shaking his head. I think the late hit.
Holding against Dover.
The late hit by Guertin was by James Kimos because he was knocking his helmet, shaking his head after he made that hit. So.
Personal foul penalty is more yardage than the hold, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But they'll mark it off real estate-wise. They'll mark it all the way back. Yep. So they're at the 26. Now they'll mark off the personal foul penalty. They'll end up at the 41-yard line as Steve Hall said.
In defense of the BG player that committed the late hit, Tom, I mean, he stepped out of bounds like 5 yards before that, and the whistle blows, but you don't see him.
I agree. Yeah, exactly.
Is it really you have to call it because it's after the whistle?
Yeah, after the whistle, yeah.
The guy was braced for the hit.
Yeah, after the whistle.
He was in bounds when he was hit.
It was in bounds, right. Yep. You hear the whistle, you back off.
I guess so. So it goes against both teams. It's 1st down and 8. I said that twice tonight. Sounds funny. 1st and 8. Ball's at the 40. Zabkar holds it. He's going to sprint outside, and he's corralled. Good defensive play by BG.
It's funny, I think Guertin is a better lateral defensive team, John, than they are an up the middle, between the tackles type team on defense. No gain for
Dan Folger.
No gain for Abdulhari
on the tackle. The defensive linemen need to dig deep here and come up with a stop. They trail 7-0. We're just into the second half of play. 9:10 to go in the third quarter. Zabkar with a straight drop over the middle, complete on the run. A 1st down at the 47-yard line. Dover doesn't throw it much, but they have been effective when they need to be. And that was good lateral movement by Seward. Gets hit on the crossing pattern in stride by Zabkar. Nothing too fancy, just good movement using the speed of the wideout.
Yep, there's just a nice 12-yard slant. See, Guertin needs a few of those to put together,
Up the middle, Al-Daraji.
Another 1st down run by Dover. This is just too much on 1st down.
And that's going to be, they're waiting for the flag call here to see if this is going to come back.
It was a 10-yard gain. A legal procedure against Dover.
Now, why don't they whistle that, on the snap?
That's a good question. Dover had 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
That answers my question. It's a legal procedure that way. It's sort of like a formation thing. It's not like somebody jumping offside. 1st and 15 at their own 48.
But what this is accomplishing, almost 4 minutes in, it's keeping the ball out of the hands of that Guertin offense, down 7 points. Dover can just play ball control.
Is BG going to come up with that huge defensive play, Tom, that you talked about?
They need a sack, they need a turnover, they need something, and it almost did it right there.
Wow, in traffic, and who was that over there that almost made that? A pick. It was number 33 for BG.
Well, that was Blake Boudreau, who almost had the quarterback for a loss earlier, but it was also pressure by James Carver that caused the early pass.
You know, there was a couple of Dover players over there, and they both appeared to be taller than Boudreau, and I don't think Zabkar knew he was standing there in the crowd, and he almost went up and grabbed it. But it's a 2nd and 15.
Dover gets away from that, and they're going to try to pass again, and this is going to hurt him.
He's wrapped up. He holds onto the ball.
Finally getting there was our guy that we talked about, Blake Boudreau. He'd been there close a few times, and this time he was right there for the sack. But you know what? Why the pass? Why do it?
2nd and 15.
Why do it now? John,
yeah.
They could get
12-yard runs.
They can get 15 yards in 3 runs. 2 or 3 runs. They've done it. They've done it. They've dominated the line of scrimmage. There is no reason for them to open up the ball, open up the playbook and pass.
3rd and 20, you want to run it?
Well, now, well, I'd try it. I'd run it. Why not? They're gonna throw it, and they're gonna get in trouble again, maybe. Uh-oh.
Great play.
Nice
Number 4
play, yep.
is Kevin Kizuk. Kevin Kizuk, he spells it K-I-C-Z-U-K, wrapping up the receiver Seawards. And that was another big defensive play, punting situation for Dover. We have not said that enough tonight.
No, we have not.
4th and 18.
But see, here's where, you had a Kelly to maybe make the big play on the return. Fucci can do it.
Yeah. Alex Eaton is back.
But it's the threat of Kelly that really makes a difference. And there you see a big difference right there.
Alex Eaton has it. He has a block. He has sprung down to the 35-yard line. Good return by Alex Eaton. First and 10.
After dropping the ball.
Yeah.
When you drop the ball, you make the defense, the defensive team on the return freeze. They actually freeze when they see the ball drop because they want to see, okay, which way is he going to go once he picks it up? And
a lot of times you see big returns out of those.
Exactly, you do.
Yeah.
And you almost saw one there, but Eaton just not able to get to the corner.
6:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. BG with a big defensive stop, trailing 7-0. Can they go down for the equalizer? Coupe hands it off. Pawing at the football was Dover. At the bottom of the pile, the ball carrier, I believe that was 27.
It was Mayu.
It was Mayu.
Yep, he's their bread and butter, I think. They would try to get him going. He gets 3 yards.
3 hard-fought yards. They don't come easy. You see Dover ripping off 12-yard runs on first down.
That's the difference right there. That is the difference. That's the difference in the football game right now.
Coupe under center has 3 backs in the backfield behind him.
Moving again is number 31 on Guertin. Another false start.
Nolan Cornell.
They like Nolan Cornell. They think he's got a really great future. But let me see. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35, 50. 70 yards and penalties again for Guertin.
Handoff is to Eaton. He's up the middle. He's tripped up. Puts the ball down forward after he falls, but he's probably not going to get that extra yard. They're going to spot it at the 39.
He gets a lot of those 5 yards. He gets those 5 yards back.
But it does set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 7. Ball at the 39-yard line, and it would seem, Tom, that
time is of the essence here.
Coupe is clearly in a passing situation here. He's got 3 receivers split wide right. Barking signals to his wide out left.
Watch the Dover pass rush. It's made a difference all night long.
He's got a 5-step drop. He fires it over the middle. It is complete. Does he hang on?
Yes, he does.
New York Giants right there. A big reception for Joe McCarthy, who almost had it ripped out of his hands, and he said, no, I am going to keep this football for a first down for BG. Longest pass play of the game.
Yeah, longest pass play of the game, a 20-yard reception for McCarthy.
What a nice target. McCarthy is at 6'4".
And they just went to him for the first time tonight.
Maybe not the last. 1st and 10, ball at the 41. Handoff is up the middle. Mayu is stacked up. He tries to make something out of it.
Oh, wow.
That wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
That wasn't Mayo.
No, it was Tyler Brignoli who was stuffed up. So there was nothing there.
Loses 2 yards.
Nothing doing on first down for BG. They are just not able to solve that first down play call yet tonight. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. BG trails 7-0 to Dover's Green Wave. Coupe has it, and he's thinking about pitching it. He's tackled for a loss. There was nothing there.
It'll be 3rd and 16.
Coupe was, I don't know if he was coming to get the play call or he thought that was 4th down, but he's back out there. 3rd and 15.
Probably coming to get the play.
Okay. So another big pass needed to keep this drive alive. Coupe's in the shotgun. He's got receivers, 2 of them split wide, left and right.
There's movement by Dover, but there was no flag.
Eaton stays in the block, but he doesn't get that.
There's a sack.
Oh, it wasn't Eaton, excuse me. And I'll tell you what, Tom, that was a missed assignment by Brian Bottari.
Yep.
He should have picked up that sacker. Bottari just ignored him, and he made the sack. Coupe needed that extra few seconds apparently to let his receiver come open, and it is another unproductive drive for BG. 4th and 23, clearly a punting situation. High snap is pulled down.
Great punt by Bizoka. He's a secret weapon for this
good bounce
team.
for BG. Let's see how much further it'll roll.
He is a great secret weapon for this football team. Nick Bizoka punting the football is not such a bad thing sometimes for Guertin. He will win you field position.
Certainly did there, Tom. The ball was on the 46 of, I believe it was on BG side of the ball.
Yeah, it was. It was in BG territory, yeah.
So that was a 46-yard punt. Nice offensive weapon there, the punt. Now the question is, can they pin Dover deep in their end? 2:53 to go in the third quarter. A low scoring game. 1 touchdown is the difference right now, and Dover has it. The Green Wave calling signals on the far hash mark. The handoff, stuff for a loss. Dover's formula for going for 10 and 12 yards a carry on first down comes to a welcome end if you're a BG
Exactly.
fan. There's a consultation down there.
Give him no gain.
This might be a flag. If it goes against Dover, look for Tony to decline this.
Yeah, I would decline it too. Guertin moving backwards.
Oh, it's against Guertin.
Personal foul. Oh, man, I'm telling you, the penalties are just killing them.
Mike Blaze is the referee. The umpires Mark Fraser, the line judge Jeff Rosen, Rick Parslow is the back judge, and the headlinesman is Tim Begley. I did not see that coming. Wow.
2:45 to play in the third quarter. I think it almost is, unless Guertin's defense makes a play here, I think it's almost safe to say they'll go into the fourth quarter with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Wow. Zabkar hands it up the middle to McKee.
He gets 4 yards.
Yes, he does. It'll be 2nd and 6. So that negated that big first down stop, that personal foul. I don't know what the nature of it was, but whatever it was, it was unnecessary. I guarantee you.
Had a chance, 2nd and 10 at the 5-yard line, and really pinned them. Their passing game really isn't in sync. You basically have to hold your key at the line of scrimmage. Just didn't happen.
Good hit in the backfield.
Yeah.
Alex Eaton with a huge linebacker play, coming up and making the stick. stopping the ball carrier, Corey McCool, in his tracks.
Yeah, loses a yard.
For a loss of 1. 3rd and 7 coming up, the ball on the 19. BG's defense resurgent here in the second half. You know, they've been out there a lot, though.
That's the thing. They've been out there a long time. Some of them are two-way. A lot of them are two-way players. 1:47 to play here, third quarter. 7-0 Dover leads.
I'm starting to see some better recognition, better reads by the
That's the one thing, as Tony said, we're young, and that's why they give up a lot of early runs and runs on first down. They don't read what the way the formation is.
Pass to the left side. It's a jump ball, and coming down with it, the Dover receiver trying to bull his way.
And he bulled his way for a first down, possibly. Seawards may have gotten a first down on that play, John.
I think he did, Tom. I think he fell forward and got it.
You're good. You got to knock the ball out of his hands there. They weren't able to do it.
You know, it's a heady player. It was no coincidence that he was standing where he was. He knew where the marker was.
He knew where the marker was, yeah, no doubt about it. Smart football team. This Dover team, well coached by Ken Osman. It shows.
1:10 left in the third quarter. Dover keeps the drive alive, leading 7-0 and looking for more. Zabkar hands it off. A nice wrap-up by number 40 for BG, and that is a Brian Bottari play. So Brian Bottari might have missed the blitzer on his quarterback last series, but he makes up for it here with this sack, and 2nd and 11. Seeing more and more BG defensive stops in the backfield as Bottari and Boudreau and Eaton reading plays and getting penetration.
Just the opposite of the first half. Dover has had the edge in time of possession and number of plays. Here's another rush now. They've got to get the sack, and they do.
Zabkar never had a chance to set up. In his face, 2 BG blitzers, number 37, James Carver, and Blake Boudreau, number 33. Using their speed to go vertical that time, Tom, and get in the backfield. It really was a situation where Zabkar wanted to set up and fire it downfield, and he never was allowed to set his feet.
3rd and 18
that
for
is
22,
the end of
and
the
that'll do it.
Third quarter.
Wow.
7-0. When did that score come? Was that a first quarter score?
That was a first quarter score on Dover's first possession of the game. On a turnover after an interception. Corey McCool, 1-yard run. Aaron Anderson with the point after. 5:42 to play in the first quarter.
And that's been it for scoring. That is the scoring summary.
That's it.
So we're going to go to the fourth quarter with BG scoreless. And in the many years that I have been broadcasting for Nashua High School, and I think I did some BG games when I used to do Exeter over on the Seacoast.
Yeah, you did.
I never saw BG go scoreless for 3 quarters before. Even against Exeter. I mean, this is unusual to see, but it's a big credit to the Dover defense. They were able to keep BG off the board. And how many quarters is this now? The Green Wave is on
Green Wave, 4 last week, 3 today, 7 quarters.
Nobody has scored. A touchdown or a point?
Touchdown, according to Ryan Richard.
Are we going to Ryan?
No, oh, that's right. That's right.
Ryan. Is he looking?
Well, going into the fourth quarter, guys, finally something good happened for Bishop Guertin. That defense has really shown up in the second half, giving this Bishop Guertin fans something to cheer about. Do a big play here. Well defended by Bishop Guertin. But go against the Cardinals. Really, this crowd has been avid, and there's some players on the bench in disbelief for a second weekend in a row that the Bishop Guertin Cardinals are trailing, while the other side of the sideline is the Dover fans who are all excited right now, and you can see the players and coaches all excited as they cling to a 7-0 lead. Back to you guys in the booth.
We have conflicting calls, Tom. We have one official, the sideline judge, waving it off as an incomplete pass. You have the other umpire calling pass interference. And now they're asking whether it's the question is moot about pass interference, because I believe the intended receiver stepped out of bounds, and they'll probably pick up the flag.
Yep, picked up the flag, complete pass. Good
And
call,
that's what
John.
happened, yeah.
Good call.
The sideline judge indicated that Seawards had stepped out of bounds and was ineligible to make a reception. He came back and he caught it, kind of deked the defender who bumped him, and that drew the pass interference, but he was an ineligible receiver at that point. So,
yep, good call.
Now it's no.
You don't think so, Steve Hall? You don't think he was out of bounds?
Okay. 4th and 19. So this is still it's a punting situation now.
Well, it was something that Tony Johnson noticed that he was referring to. So there had to be an obvious situation on that. Judgment call. He's not going to argue the judgment call. I mean,
up to the 45.
There we go.
Alec, 25 yards.
Oh, that's the play Guertin needed. Alex Eaton. See where they mark the ball.
1st and 10 for BG and terrific field position.
At the 22-yard line. 36-yard return.
Well, we just saw 2 different punts completely, Tom. You saw a great punt by BG, pinning BG, making Dover earn their way out of their own end. And now we saw another punt that Eaton returns on the fly to the 23-yard line for the best field position to start a drive of the night for the Cardinals. 1st and 10.
Fake.
Sprinting to the right, Coupe is going to hold on to it.
Watch out.
Breaks the tackle. He's to the 15.
He's got to tuck that ball. We got a flag on the play on the 20, and I bet it's going to be a hold against Guertin. There's a flag down at the 20-yard line.
Could you ladies do a quick cheer for me?
And it's probably going to be a hold. I don't think I saw anybody grab his helmet or his face mask. So it's in the opposite territory of holding, and that's what it is. So it's a 10-yard penalty. So Cooper gets credit for 3 yards on that run. The penalties for Guertin just keep mounting.
You almost expect them now when something good happens. Coupe under center. He's got receivers split to the left. 2 tight end offense. Hands it up to Eaton. Eaton up the middle. Carries a few tacklers with him.
That's the best up the middle run I've seen Guertin mount all night long. That's down to the 24. That's a 6-yard run. That's what Guertin needed more on 1st down, but not when it's 1st and 17.
Yeah, that had a lot to do with it,
right.
I think.
Yeah,
1st
right.
and 17.
The defense is loosened up.
They were looking past a little bit more than they would normally on 1st down there. Now it's 2nd and 12. We're into the 4th quarter, folks, and BG trails 7-0. They've trailed the entire game, basically. Up the middle.
There's a back we haven't called. There's a number we haven't called all night. Brian Batari.
Brian Batari able to carry a few tacklers along with him. And it's a 3rd and 5. A makeable 3rd and 5 by air or on the ground. Some options here for the BG offense. And maybe we will be back to the option with Coupe running. Let's see if they do that or they have him pass. He hands it off and up the middle.
Nothing there.
Nothing
much there. Not much at all. They go to Batari again? No, they went to Eaton.
Yep.
I think he got stacked up at the 50, just beyond, just outside the 15.
They gave him a yard. It's 4th and 4.
Yep.
Maybe 4th and
4th and 3.
Yeah, 4th and 3.
At the 16. Now, do you want the points here or do you go? And it looks like they're going to go. .40 to play, and they're going to call timeout. Guertin's going to talk it over.
Key play, to say the least.
Let's see. Decide to kick it, or they're going to go for the have Ryan Card try to give it a boot. Let's see, it's at the 16, so it's probably a 33, 34-yard field goal.
I think that's absolutely out of the question, don't you? I mean, they have not gotten down this far for the entire game.
You're a score down. If you put points up on the board,
Wasn't much to that one, was it?
you know, and then trust your defense to get the
Yeah,
ball
well,
back and
you
have
know,
a chance to go ahead with another score.
The defense has shown a great spark here, Tom. I think that Tony thinks the worst case scenario, they turn the ball back over, and now the defense has the chance to make that huge play that you talked about.
Well, that's just it. But again, the problem
They
is
kick the field goal, now they kick off from the standard 40-yard line.
well, the problem is, John, but you're on the board. You know, you've got points on the board, and you're a touchdown away from winning the game. So I would have gone for the kick, but they're going to go for, because I don't trust the way their offense is going. But 4th and 2 from the 16-yard line.
Up the middle, first down.
That's
Did
why
he drop it?
He dropped the ball. That's why the roar was. It was from the Dover crowd.
Are they
Let's
going to
see.
call him down? There's going to be a consultation about this now.
Who carried the ball?
I believe it was Batari. I believe it was Batari, the fullback, that got it. It was a really quick handoff up the middle.
Well,
And-
they're not going to get the benefit of the call, I don't think.
No, I don't think anybody visually saw. I don't think any of the officials visually saw the fumble. If they didn't visually see the fumble, they can't just give it to Dover.
Well, they're talking about it.
Dover did a good job of
You heard the roar of the crowd when the ball was
claiming
loose.
possession immediately, and
Right.
that gave all the officials second thoughts, but I don't think they actually saw the fumble. There you go. If in fact there was a fumble, the officials did not see it, and so it is a 1st and 10 for BG. I believe that was Batari, Tom, that
All right.
put it on the ground, and
1st and 10, 1st and goal at the 10. Can
the
they
ground cannot cause a fumble. So let's say he pounded the ball on the ground and then it came loose, that wouldn't count. So,
So 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
he was brought down hard, but so the 4th and 2 is
Now
successful.
they're waiting now for why they're waiting, I don't know, with 9:35 to play. They're going over to discuss it with Osman. Osman doesn't agree.
Yeah, he's on the far sideline. If we can show him, he's really getting into it with the officials.
Yep, there he is right there.
Yeah.
With the headset, walking with the headset, doesn't like the call, back and forth, pacing on the sideline. I don't blame him, you know. I mean, it certainly looked like everybody felt on the, you know, when
Well, it
the
was
ball
instantaneous
was
on their
loose.
part, on Dover's part,
Yep.
that they thought they had possession.
It sure was.
Under center is Coupe. He's got Batari in the backfield. Eaton's the I-back, number 44. Eaton's got it up the middle.
Well, I'll tell you, now you're starting to see Guertin's offensive line assert itself. Don't know exactly how many players are both ways, but, you know, they've got a lot of energy. They haven't been on the field that much,
Yeah.
you know, as a unit.
Yeah.
So unless they've been playing defense. 4 yards for Eaton down to the 6. It's still tough to do this all on the ground.
Nick Cook at center hands it to Coupe. Coupe hands it to Eaton, and he gets nowhere. He
Yeah,
gets
I don't like
tackled
the
by
option.
4
I don't like
Dover
the
players.
option down here. I just think you've got to run straight ahead. And now you're going to see the passing unit coming on for Guertin.
Kyle Wilson, the 6'2", 230-pound linebacker, number 44 for Dover, led that gang tackle.
Eaton maybe a yard.
8.5 minutes to go. BG looking for the equalizer. It has been excruciatingly slow going on offense, but they are making some progress. 3rd and 5 at the
With
5-yard line.
8:20 to go, not much time. Cooper's
Fakes
going
the
to run
pass.
it.
Now he throws it.
Touchdown.
For the touchdown. BG converts.
But a flag, John. A flag at the 7-yard line.
What else?
There's a
Holding.
flag down,
Coming
holding Guertin.
Almost predictable.
It really, I looked. That's the first thing I did after the touchdown was I looked down to see if I could see any flags.
Because you thought it was too good to be true.
I thought for sure there had to be something because Cooper ran out of trouble, and when that happens in high school, normally there's usually a holding call.
Kiesick with the reception negated. And not only is it not a touchdown, but now it's going to be third
and goal
19.
from the 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line.
Ouch.
So if you're BG, I think you tried it for the end zone again. I think you go to McCarthy, your big player. I think they're going to go to McCarthy, top of your screen. He's out of your screen right now. There he is on the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Number 17.
I think they're going to look that way.
Big drop, firing over the middle, off the hands.
They looked for McCarthy. He was covered.
He's good checkoff by Coupe. He found Tim Dow and it just slipped through his hands. So it is going to be 4th and 19. Be a long field goal at this point.
So let's see. That'd be a long one. It would be 36 yards.
Yeah. You know, it's a 19-yard pass to get in the end zone. Coupe has shown he has the arm.
Oh, he's got the arm. But Dover's got the defense. I don't think Coupe's got the time to throw it.
Let's see.
I think they're going to try McCarthy again. They're going to have to.
Deep drop, sets up, fires deep right
out of the end zone.
It's a jump ball. Incomplete. You know, it was in the fingertips of Nick Pizzacca for a moment, but it was ripped away by the Dover defense. It was a good defensive play, not a drop by BG, just a good play on a jump ball, and the Dover takes over on downs. Huge roar from the crowd there as the anticipation on both sides really
what a football game.
Topped the audio meter, but it's not over yet. We have 8 minutes of football to go here. Anything could happen.
I'll tell you, I just think BG's defense is going to have to force a turnover for this game to change.
There has been no turnovers gained back by BG tonight.
Abdulhari loses 2.
BG's had some defensive stops. They've had some sacks, but they have not gotten a fumble or an interception yet. Dover has 2 turnovers to their credit. They've taken away from BG. Dover deep in their own end here at the
2nd and 11 at the 19.
2nd and 11. Rolling to his right, Zabkar trying to find room on the sideline.
Hit hard.
And I think that was Kevin Kiezik venting some frustration about that touchdown that was taken away from him on the holding call. Kiezik hands out a lick and might have been back to the original line of scrimmage for Zabkar. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Ball at the 19-yard line.
What a football game.
Outstanding suspense right now. It's anybody's ball game still, but Dover is in control with the 7-0 lead and possession on 3rd and 10. Zabkar handed it off to somebody. It took a long time to develop. Joel McKee had it, and he got a very short gain of 2.
He got the immediate handoff.
Oh, he did?
And what happened was the quarterback faked after that and had everybody a little bit confused.
Including me.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a 2-yard gain only, and it's a punting situation deep in their own end for Dover. Another defensive stop by BG fairly early in the drive.
Right now,
that took 2 minutes off the clock.
McKee is the leading rusher in this game with 55 yards on 11 carries.
Dover's punter is standing on his 5, and he boots it down the field. It's going to come down at about the 40. Anybody's football, and it's heads-up play by Guertin.
Everybody on Dover was ahead of the play, or behind, way behind.
Credit Robert Fahey with a game-saving recovery of Eaton's fumble on the punt return there. 5:58 to go, with just under 6 minutes left in the ball game in the 4th quarter. Ball's on the 45-yard line. BG trails 7-0. We're live on Nashua's ETV. John Collins with Tom King, Tim O'Neill. We have Pete Johnston up in the booth with us. Glad you are with us if you're watching it live. It's Friday night. If not, you're enjoying it.
It's Saturday night.
Saturday night, sorry. What night is it?
You may be watching it on a Friday night.
Yeah, you could be. This is one that's worth
Cuba just, after those first couple of runs before he got hurt, just hasn't been able to open things up. Cooper with a 2-yard run. He only has 41 yards rushing because of a couple of sacks.
It almost looked like Cooper came over and asked for Tyler Brugnoli to come into the game for maybe a certain play. Number 29, Brugnoli,
well,
who's
changing now. They may have to call timeout. They don't get eaten
right
off the field right away. And Bizoka thought he was supposed to go off the field.
Right, and also Eaton comes off and Zoka goes into there. So is a
lot of confusion. So they need to get this snap off fairly
count.
quickly.
They didn't.
They didn't get it off.
He called it.
Yeah, and see, there you go. No time to be fooling around with personnel. Get them in there fast, or have them in there 2 plays ahead if you can.
So it goes to
another penalty, the 12th of the night for Guertin.
Yeah, it goes to 2nd and 14.
2nd and 13 from the 42-yard line. I just think right now Guertin's going to have to air it out. 5:08 to play. They're going to have to put the ball in the air. They're down 7-0.
They pitch it. And this is Brugnoli.
They just don't have that kind of speed. They don't have the breakaway speed.
They don't have the speed advantage.
Fucci is not a natural running back. He's probably one of the faster players.
Yeah. They don't have the speed advantage over Dover is what it is.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah, there's no real discrepancy
No.
And
now you're facing a 3rd and 13. You're forcing your quarterback to have to make that all at once.
Yeah, you're making it easier for the pass rushers to know
right,
and they can just go all out.
And what do you do on 4th down? I mean, that's the thing.
Right. It's a 4-step drop. Stepping up now. Cuba buys himself some time. He fires the right sideline. Incomplete. Good coverage again. Kasich was the intended receiver, and blanket coverage put on by Dover's Keenan Al-Duraji near sideline. So we were in that 4th down and 12 scenario that BG would have liked to avoid. The offensive possessions are going to become scarce right now. You're going down to the end of the ball game, and you'll be lucky to get it back if Dover is able to come up with a stop here. We're in the waning minutes. 43-yard line. It's 4th and 12. Deep drop. Cupa's got some time. He fires it off the fingertips of the intended receiver. And it's going to be Dover's ball in BG territory. 1st and 10 at the 43. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. The defense has to come up with yet another stop here if they have hopes of coming back and tying this one.
Wow. Yeah, see, I think the drive killer on that was that run to Brugnoli. They were in a situation where they needed to get a lot of yards in a hurry. It was 2nd and 13 from the 42. Throw the football. Don't try to get tricky.
Zabkar in the shotgun.
Quarterback keeper.
Has it. Eludes a few tacklers, and he is stacked up, but not till after a healthy 1st down gain of about 5. Second and 5, he gets it inside the 40-yard line to the 38. So Dover, under 4 minutes to play now, they know that if they maintain possession of this ball, they will win the ball game. BG trying to stop them from getting to the 33. Handoff to McKee, big hole.
First down.
At the 33 and a little bit more.
1st down. Looks it.
Yep.
From here anyway.
Definitely moving the chain, so it's 1st and 10 for Dover. Clock stopped momentarily as they set the ball. Now it runs, 3:30 and counting. Precious seconds ticking off the clock for BG as they trail 7-0 late in this ball game.
3:22.
2 receivers split left, 1 right, but doubt that Zabka is going to throw it up here.
Yeah, Dover is closing ranks in terms of the way they're lined up because they're going to do their best to protect the football.
Now that right there, timeout BG, this is the stand, Tom. That was sort of a nonchalant type of handoff by Dover. You're right, it's conservative, but they
take their time. Take their time. They don't need. All they need to do is keep the ball for a little while. They have to give it back to Guertin. Fine. Guertin's shown that they're not able to move the ball big chunks in the air.
But Tony's telling him this is the ball game right here. We just expended the timeout, and he needs to have a stop because it's 1st and 10, and 2nd and 11, and they need to make that timeout worth it. They need to come up with a couple of stops here and get the ball back with a decent amount of time to go the length of the field.
Keep it in front of you, Brody. Keep it in front.
The flip side is Dover's might be planning to thwart that strategy by putting more of an earnest effort into getting this next first down, which could be a deal killer for BG. There wasn't a lot of effort to gain yards in that last offensive play by Dover.
No, what they're trying to do, John, is basically they're just trying to hold on to the football.
Handoff. And there's the wrap up and tackle that they needed from Alex Eaton. Another loss on the play of about 2 yards.
Dover hasn't had much yardage. What's killed Guertin tonight, the penalties.
Yeah.
Penalties just killed them.
Another timeout.
The yellow flags. And that's it. Guertin out of timeouts.
Yep.
3:03 to play. So now Dover just going to milk the clock, take it easy, relax, pretend you're at the beach, you know.
Well,
pretty much just milk it.
Down.
Just milk it. That's exactly. This is their down to win the game, but they're 2 down territory. Hold the ball for 2 downs. Take another minute off the clock. Guertin can't stop it.
That's right. So, best case scenario for BG is that Dover gets a little greedy here and tries to throw for the first down, and maybe we get that long-awaited turnover.
They're not going to put the ball in the air. I don't see any way. Why would they? Oh, look what I said.
High school football.
That's right. Now he's going to
run for it, and he has drilled.
But that was a pass play originally called.
Yeah.
I don't see why they would even try to put that thing in the air.
I was so praying for the expression that you would come out with if he threw a pick.
Well, I mean, they called a pass. I know, exactly. They called a pass, so obviously he gets a yard on that scramble.
Actually, I think I would have had to take my headset off if he threw a pick on that play.
Yep. Turn the mics down.
You would have gone nuts on Dover if they.
I would, yeah, exactly. I would have been rooting for BG. I would have been mad at Dover for throwing the football.
70-yard run back for a touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah, they did. They tried for that first down to win the game outright. Ken Osman came in here to win. And
well, I did. I told you.
He wanted to do it right on that play.
They weren't gonna.
But you know what? You said why not just run it for 2 plays? That was a good strategy too. Now by delay a game, but by throwing the ball, what did they do? They stopped the clock, right?
Just no reason. There was no reason. High school coaches just get too carried away with the moment sometimes. You know, think clock, think best player. Put the ball in your hands of your best player and let the chips fall where they may.
So it's 4th down and they're going to punt? Yes. A little pooch down the middle of the field, and now Eaton's going to let it go down, and it's going to be downed. No, it went in the end zone, didn't it?
It went in the end zone.
Touchback,
yep.
fortunately for
exactly.
BG.
Yep.
Wow, that was close.
2:06 to play. Guertin has 80 yards to try to tie this football game.
That was Marshall Thompson that had a chance to down it on the 1, but he slipped. So it is a 80-yard drive that stands between BG and being shut out on their home turf.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 2-minute drill almost to the second. Coupe's whistle dead.
And it's going to go probably, unless somebody lined up on Dover wrong, it's going to go against BG. Let's see. Yep, they're moving back. 5-yard penalty. 13th of the night.
Illegal procedure. .206 to play. Steve Coupe calling signals. 4-step drop. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, rolling right. He's going to tuck it under.
He tried. What he should have done is try to get out of bounds.
As the clock rolls, because he did not get out of bounds, it's 1:50 and counting. 2nd and 8. Ball's at about the 22-yard line of BG. They have been held scoreless in this ball game. Coupe looking, firing left, right. Nobody there. He's hit as he threw it. And quickly we're down to 3rd down and 8.
1:39 left to play in the football game.
Dover's not dropping back. They're right up in the face of all the receivers. Blanket coverage. They're not worried about getting beat really deep.
Right, who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that that touchdown was going to be it? But I think that's the case.
Deep down the middle, off the fingertips of Alex Eaton. 4th and 7, this will be the ball game if BG is unable to convert. They need to get to the 29. And they might want to worry about doing that first before they try to go too far down the field. They need to get 7 yards to keep the drive alive. There's 1:34 left in the game, and the BG fans show that they have not given up on their team. As
now you worry, you don't try to get the big guy, you try to get the first down and then go from there.
Throw to the left side.
That'll do it. That's it. Dover's going to win this football game.
Incomplete, and it's Dover's ball.
Yep, it is all over. Now, when is the last time Guertin lost 2 in a row? Not too long ago. It was only a couple of years ago. They lost to Bill Ricca down in Massachusetts, and then they lost here at Stellos Stadium to Keene. So, and they won a championship that year.
You can see the congratulatory hugs.
Yep. This is a big win for the Dover program. Huge, because now that puts them in the playoff hunt, and really kind of, scuttles things around. Guertin has West next week, but then they got Winnicott in 2 weeks. And right now, this team that we see tonight is no match for Winnicott the way they're playing football.
Enjoyable ride back to the Seacoast.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, on a Saturday night, I know it.
As Zabkar does the ceremonial knee, it's a long minute and a half to go to kill off here, but there's no way for BG to stop the clock, so it's going to be 30 seconds between plays, and they won't even have to punt it. So I don't think Tony's going to be in a great mood to talk after the game either.
I think so. I think Ken Osman would be the one that Ryan would be maybe talking to.
Yeah. As Zabkar takes a knee here on 2nd down. Waiting for the play clock to go to the last second before he does. A frustrating game from beginning to end, really, for BG's offense at least. The BG defense, Tom, especially in the second half, they got the job done.
Dover only had 86 rushing yards on the night.
Yeah.
He's going to want to help his coach. I've come across so many coaches.
So BG's got to go back to the offensive playbook and see if they can make something work.
It wasn't an offensive juggernaut for Dover, but what they did was
enough.
Just exactly enough for what you have to do.
The celebration begins on the far sideline. The Dover Green Wave defeat BG in the battle of green-shaded teams. 7-0 is the final score, and exactly as you said, Tom, who would have bet the first score on the first possession by Dover would stand up, and there would be nothing more for the rest of the game, points-wise.
Big hug, Ken Johnson, Ken Osman. Hey, got to give credit to when credit's due.
So hopefully Ryan Richer will be able to talk to Ken Osman. I'm going to keep my eye down on the field and see if we can pick up Ryan.
All right, John and I got double duty.
Good job,
so
Tom King.
Downstairs I go. Incredible night.
Yeah, we'll see you at the next Nashua ETV broadcast. That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. Will stay with you in the end. It was just impossible for BG to move the football, and Tony Johnson right there, he's pondering what to do, what to say to his team, and we'll usually gather at about that point on the field to take a knee and discuss the game as a team, win or lose. That's a tradition for BG. As the teams go through the handshake line, good sportsmanship at the midfield here at Stellos. Of course, Dover's over there in a celebratory huddle. There's not too much to be said over there except nice job for the Green Wave. Ryan is down on the field, and there's Ken Osman, the coach. Maybe you lip readers can check in here and
take it back inside. But I got one thing to say before we head in. Dover, New Hampshire, 0382.
Well, I think my lip reading skills tell me he said, I got one thing to say, and he said it. I'm not sure what that was, but obviously very positive night for the Dover Green Wave. On the flip side, BG, one touchdown is all of the difference in this game, but the emotions like 100 points apart. I think I saw Tony gesturing to Dover right there. Ryan Richer, if you are with the coach, you may take this away. We'll wait for Ryan down on the sideline, and as we watch Tony Johnson talk to his team. It was a busy weekend for Nashua's ETV, Nashua versus Nashua rivalries in soccer and field hockey, football, the Nashua South team against North. There's Jim McLean down there. I see Ryan. He says about 1 minute he's going to walk over and try to hook up with Ken Osman, the Dover coach, who's got to be in a talkative mood at this point. Here he comes. Ryan Richer and Ken Osman coming up here.
Talk about your gutty performance today.
Defense did an outstanding job. There were a lot of holes they were in. Field position was not with us at certain times of the game, and our defense rallied every single time and made play after play. And, you know, we said at the beginning of the year we thought our defense had to play well for us to do well while we go through some learning curves on offense. They're a good football team, and, you know, not a lot of people score points on them, and we were fortunate to get a little bit done in the first half, but you got to give hats off to our defense. They just did a great job.
Talk about more about that defense. 3 straight shutouts for your Green Wave defense now.
Yeah, they're starting to come together as a group, and we're seeing some improvement there, and they're gelling a little bit, and they're working hard in practice, and that's all we can ask for them.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Best luck.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
That was Ryan Richer. So, well, final thought is that it was Dover's night and it wasn't BG's night. So we'll stop it right there, as Tony Johnson has a lot to say to his team, and I'm sure there'll be more talk during the week in practice. The final score in this BG Dover game, the Cardinals trail it from beginning to end, 7-0. Dover with a pleasant ride home to the Seacoast. For Jim McLean, Tim O'Neill, Pete Johnston, Tom King, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching Nashua's ETV. Good night from Stellos Stadium, everybody.